Say good morning, Pillager Middle School families. Mr. Mortensen here. Just wanted to share a few things regarding our standards-based reporting and kind of give a little bit of an update and refresher just to kind of make sure that we're all on the same page as some feedback, what we're kind of doing in the middle school as far as SBR goes. We got through a quarter already and just wanted to just provide some information real quick. First of all, though, I do want to thank all of our families out there for being so flexible, so supportive, starting in person, going to hybrid, now in distance. And we have a lot of changes taking place, and our kids are doing a fantastic job. Our teachers are doing a fantastic job, and the support that we've seen from our community has been fantastic. We made a huge investment in time and technology this past summer to make sure that the product this year for our distance learning was better than what we saw last spring, and I truly feel that is taking place. As I walk into classrooms and go into Google Meets, and I see a lot of great things happening with our teachers and sharing content to doing this and reaching out to our kids even though they're at home, distance learning. So once again, thank you for that. Really, really appreciate that. As far as standards-based reporting goes, this is our first year in the middle school that we are doing this, having this philosophy. This is the second year in the elementary, so our fifth grade families are pretty familiar with this. Our 6th, 7th, and 8th grade families, this is something new. In the past, we've been used to going to JMC and looking at categories as far as tests, assignments, and quizzes, participation, you name it, and it shows exactly what's been missing all the time. And this year, we're not quite doing that. This year for our standards base, we are more focused on what the student is actually learning as far as the content is concerned. So for standards-based, we want to know where the kids are at with the standards, with the benchmarks, and we want to make sure that we know where they're at as far as their learning goes. Do they meet it? Do they not meet it? Are they partially meeting it? And that's what's going to be seen on our JMC, which is a lot different than years past. So in JMC, the feedback isn't going to be nearly as detailed as it has been the last few years, as you've seen and go through and get those alerts. There'll be many other ways for feedback through Schoology, through contact, through teachers, and that's all feedback, it's all practice. And some assignments, some assessments, it might just be practice. It might not be something that's actually going to be graded on, and that's okay. It's all just practice to see where those students are truly at in their learning. For many years, the traditional learning method has been based on percentages, A, B, C, D, and so on. And a lot of times, students are great on compliance, as far as their behavior or their attendance or maybe even extra credit, things like that. And that did not give us maybe a true meaning of what the student's actually learning as far as the standards and the benchmarks. And so that standards-based report in the middle school is what we're trying to figure out. So I know there's been some questions here and there with some families on as far as going to JMC and finding out what the missing work is. That is going to be a little different this year. So when you go to JMC, you're going to see certain benchmarks for each subject. And it's going to be a benchmark saying this, and there's going to be certain assessments that's going to say, hey, green, they met. Yellow, they partially met. Red, they did not meet. But that does not mean right at that time that they are not going to eventually get there. It's a work in progress, and that's what we're trying to do to make sure we meet with the student where they're at and keep on getting to that point where they keep on learning the content, and that's the feedback that we're looking for. Now, as far as the responsibility type components like on task, work completion, being not tardy and etc. We do have those non-academic grades that we'll report on as well, and you'll see those with those benchmarks too. So we do have that in place to report on the non-academics as well. And as far as the JMC versus Schoology, you will see some teachers using Schoology for feedback and practice. That is not an indication of their true overall grade that's going to be reported on. We'll have 2 grading reports, and that will be done at semester 1 and also done at semester 2, where an official report card will be sent out for JMC for our standards-based reporting. If you have any questions regarding this new approach that we have this year in the middle school, please give myself a call Ms. Germanson, contact any teachers, and we'll be glad to maybe walk you through this to make sure we're all on the same page. So once again, thank you for all your support. Thanks for what you do for Pillager Schools. And like I said, just wanted to do a quick shout out just to make sure to provide a little bit more information regarding our standards-based approach. And like I said, any questions, please give me a call. Thank you.